Welcome back. So whether you are an early bird who makes breakfast on the go or a night owl that likes to plan their meals the night before, these grab-and-go muesli bars are sure to keep anyone on track. Guys, they look absolutely yummy. They do.
They do, Z. And you know what? I'm so excited because I have a lot of my favorite ingredients here, and I know you're going to really love some of these. Too. And I've got a feeling our guts are going to be really happy with us after this.
Our microbiomes are happy.
Okay, great. So I'm going to start us off, and to me, you're going to be making the wet side of things. Okay. So let's start on the dry quickly. So I've got the ground almonds that I've toasted. Again, bringing out those nutty notes. You can really smell that coming off of here.
Can I ask you a question? What is the difference between that and almond flour?
It's exactly the same.
Okay, cool.
So it's exactly the same thing, just toasted in a dry pan, just to bring out that nuttiness, in with some cocoa powder. And I like to start with the sort of powdery ingredients first and get that evenly distributed before we move on. So, wow, are you guys ready for this?
Fred, in cases like this, when you're going to be adding ingredients like this, would you need to sift it? Obviously not the flour.
No. These are bars. They're chunky, they're rustic, on the go, fast, easy. So you can skip those steps.
They're meant to have all those like nutty textures.
So I've also added some cinnamon just for an extra bit of flavor. We've got some muesli. Of course, these are muesli bars. I'm going to reserve about a third of them for the top when we actually assemble them. Some almond flakes.
Oh, these are all my magic ingredients.
It's going to get even better. We've got some flax seeds. Right, we've got pumpkin seeds. Sorry.
Wow, lots of fiber.
Sunflower seeds. There we go.
Exactly. Yes.
We've got some chia seeds. And we've
antioxidants.
We've got some whole almonds that we've chopped up.
Love this.
Love this. And then, these are some of my favorites. Currants. And I think because it's giving me Christmas vibes.
Okay.
So currants. And I love this because we're using a lot of natural sweeteners.
Yes.
So we've got some prunes.
Once again, good for the gut. This sounds all healthy, guys.
And
sounds like a magic bar.
Yeah, you've mentioned the fact that that's natural sweetness. These are great for lunch boxes for the kids because they always want that sweet element.
Absolutely.
So try and make sure that you're not giving them those processed items. This is a great addition.
For sure. And 15 minutes is what it will take?
It's what it will take.
Okay, I like that.
So I've just gone and added some, let me just see what I've added here. I've got some dried cranberries and then we've got some dates because dates are just stunning for me. And then we're going to give this a quick stir. And the reason why I prefer to mix all the dry before we get onto the wet, because it's all about the ratios here.
Okay.
So I like to give this a stir because some of these ingredients have a bit of moisture in them. So it sort of gives you an indication of how much of the wetness you're going to need to bring it together. Okay, so giving it the stir, and isn't that just beautiful?
Yeah, that looks amazing.
You could use this, sprinkle it over some yogurt.
Yogurt, absolutely.
So this is such a versatile recipe, which is what I love. Now, to me, you've got some of my other favorite ingredients.
Yes, you know, because like we said, we want to make sure that we keep this because it's the first thing you have in the morning or it's something you're going to snack on. You don't want that spike with
in your blood sugar.
Yes, you don't want that spike. So it's something that you can definitely use well. So we've got some nut butters in here to give us that creaminess and that texture there. So any nut butter would work. I know some people like that macadamia nut, some people like almond nut, even peanut butter would work in this case.
What is that?
This is just an almond.
Almond looks like mushy banana.
I know. In fact, maybe that could be an idea as well to add as
a nice ingredient.
A nice
and that
sweetness. And this is we're going in with some tahini. If you don't know what tahini is, it's just basically sesame paste.
Yeah, it's basically ground sesames ground into a paste.
Yeah.
Great, savory, sweet. Love it.
Yeah. In this instance, I would probably also add some salt because I like the balance of salt.
Nice.
But let's just go in with our honey here.
Okay.
And obviously, we always talk about how some things are interchangeable.
Yes.
We wouldn't want to use maple syrup here because it's too runny. So we're fine with the honey because of the thick consistency, the viscosity, they say, of a sauce. So in this instance, we rather do choose a thicker liquid that binds everything together.
Okay.
I'm just going to stir this through with the whisk.
One thing you're missing to me. A little bit of apple juice.
Yes, because I do need to loosen this up slightly because we also don't want it to be overly thick because it has to mix in with everything. So I'm just going to go in there with a bit of apple juice. Ideally, apple juice would be the choice of juice to use here, but some people might say, I want to use orange juice, I'm saying
Cranberry juice.
keep the flavor of this because we also want to maintain that apple flavor in this. And I'm just going to whisk it together so it still comes together but is also not too runny. Jay, you want to give me a couple of seconds? Let me just get that apple juice in there because I also don't want to add it while it's too runny because it'll then make everything too soft.
Okay.
We don't want it. Okay, let's just add it for you.
There we go.
We're there. And then from here, it's literally just making sure that it's nice and evenly distributed. My goodness, it smells incredible.
Divine.
It smells absolutely incredible, and you can see that it's not too wet and not too dry. It's that perfect consistency that we're looking for.
And we're going to bake that.
No, we're not. We're going to set it in the fridge. And there you have it. So
And that's it.
Voila, simple as that.
Simple.
How long in the
as
fridge?
That.
Look, I mean, at this point, once you've set it, give it about at least an hour minimum so that you can make sure that it's up to your standard. Can I steal a piece?
Yes,
here?
of course.
Because, I mean, this for me.
May I as well?
And because we didn't add too much of that liquid, it's not mushy. But it's nice and bound together and still crunchy from the nuts.
And because it's no bake, I've literally had a taste of it without setting it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And it's
delicious. Good to go.
Good to go.
I love that. If you want this recipe, all you have to do is go to afternoonexpress.co.za, my saliva glands are gushing, and get yourself one step closer to a blissful morning. So we've had an absolutely great show, but before we say goodbye, I'd like to know from you guys quickly, what is the first thing you do in the morning? That's our social media question.
Definitely ice cold glass of water.
Good.
For me, I wake up and say thank you that I've seeing another day.
Oh, gratitude. That's beautiful. Timmy and Jay, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
Love that.